What's happening, guys? Welcome back to another episode. Today we got something a little out of the ordinary. We're here on a Saturday. It's just me. Just kidding. We got some guys from out of town, some guys that have been following us for a very long time. And when I say a long time, I'm gonna let him tell you how long. Stay tuned. All right, so at the shop, it's a nice Saturday morning here, a little cool air rolling in. We have Mazdaspeed3 from New York City. He is actually our giveaway winner from our Dyno giveaway that we did on social media. He won it and took about 2 months or so. We lined up some time and got him out here. And we got the crew over here, Steven. Remind me of your name again? Dan is Steven's friend. And Chris, Mazzy. Everybody in the speed platform probably knows Chris from the forums and stuff, as well as Steven. Me and Chris go way back. We've been chatting for years, never actually hung out or met in person. Long time. Steven, tell everybody basically where everything started for you and like how you kind of came onto the speed platform.
So, for the longest time, I always wanted a Speed 3. Didn't really know much about the car. I came across your YouTube page very earlier on, back when you were in Tennessee. Watched a lot of your videos, tried to learn as much as I could, did my own research. In 2019, I found this car on one of the Mazdaspeed3 pages. Flew down, drove it up, and I just did as much extensive research as possible, learning what manifolds flowed which way, which parts are the best parts to get. You know, I'm a measure twice, cut once kind of guy. So I like to do things one time, wash my hands of it.
Best way to do it.
Yep. So just a lot of the information that I learned, port injection, different tuners, different styles of tuning, different bolt-ons, a lot of the stuff I learned from your page, as well as a lot of other friends in the Mazdaspeed pages as well. And
that's all she wrote, right?
That's all she wrote.
So that's the biggest thing too is, you know, that's what I love about the Mazda platform. It's very different than a lot of other platforms where, you know, there's your BS, you know, shit talking and stuff like that you have in the platform. But honestly, there is so much information. Being a very small, like, niche platform, there is an exponential amount of information that you can pick up from, you know, the everyday guys that are going through their own build or whatever. And there's a very extensive like forum online that you can go to. And like, dude, even sometimes I'm working on something and I'm like, what was the torque spec on that? And I'll go to the Mazdaspeed.org and I'm like, okay, there it is. Like I pull it up. Now I don't have to go into my system and like check. I can do that easily, but I just have it bookmarked. You know what I mean? It's so easy. And that's why I love when people build these things, because you don't see them every day. And no one suspects it. And this is a very beautiful example of a car that, you know, we have here in front of us. Give us a breakdown of what the setup is.
Okay, so first off, shout out to West Parts Plug for finding this EBTEC Built motor. I was in the market for a built motor for a while. Didn't really know who I wanted to build the motor for me. He happened to have one in possession that was already done. So it's a manly pistons, manly rods build. Corksport cams, retainers, valves, upgraded. Again, like I said, I wanted to do everything once. So I've heard different manifolds, different, you know, this manifold's good, no, this manifold's good. And the reason why I wanted to go with Corksport is because, you know, they're tried and true in the Mazda community. And they flow the best. The fitment is easy to work on. Detailed instructions. I wanted to do everything Corksport. So I have the Corksport intake manifold that I had powder coated, the Corksport turbo manifold, Corksport CST5 ball bearing turbo, coolant tank. The reason why I changed the coolant tank is because I know the Gen 2 coolant tanks are known for cracking and leaking.
Right.
And I figure the engine's out.
Might as well
get it done, right?
We just had this conversation off camera.
Measure twice, cut once.
Yep.
I got a 3.5-inch intake, Corksport throttle body, Corksport turbo blanket.
So big Corksport catalog in this car, which is pretty good. And honestly, with the Corksport parts, you know, a lot of people, I don't understand why they've, you know, hated on Corksport or whatever. When paired together, their parts are really, really good. And even just like turbo or manifold separate, they're really quality parts, and they're proven, right? Chris Singer, good example. He has a catalog car, and that car did phenomenal. Very, very impressive.
He was also Chris Singer. Shout out to Chris Singer. Yes, he was also a big inspiration on the car. I also just remembered now, Corksport 3.5-inch downpipe, 3.5-inch exhaust. When I first saw his reveal on his car, I was like, oh, I have to have that on the car. Biggest reason I love Corksport parts is just like to have a website that provides everything you need for your car, detailed instructions, easy to install, 1, 2, 3, you know, I'm sold.
Yeah, exactly. Perfect. Definitely makes it easy as a consumer to point, click, buy, and you don't have any worries that fitment's going to be an issue.
Exactly.
And speaking of fitment, you know, the wheels looking sweet. I like everything. It's set up very, very nice.
Thank you.
But yeah, we're gonna just check this thing over real quick because he's coming down to get this car on the rollers. Like I said, he won our Dyno giveaway, and we're gonna get him over to the other shop, get him on the rollers, and I think he has Will Dawson on standby. We're gonna actually finish up his tune. I think he's got like a revision or so. So we're going to use the dyno poles as his, you know, tune finish up here. All the research that was done, awesome. Who put the car together? This guy right here.
Beautiful, handsome man.
Chris, you have your own shop as well out in like what part of New York?
I call it, it's New Paltz, New York.
Okay,
it's
so like central to...
Just west of Poughkeepsie, New York, if you heard of that.
Okay, yep.
I run a small shop for myself and a few friends. He just found me for word of mouth, and I put a few cars together, some big builds. I had a 700 wheel horsepower Speed 6.
Yep. Everything's
fun. He gave me all the parts. I threw it together, engine swap, the whole 9.
Yeah. When you have, and that's the thing too, is like you said, easy, right? And that's the thing is like, the best part about putting these cars together is like, if you have all the right stuff and you have it all there, like they're very easy to put together. Like they are extremely easy to assemble and make right, and it's
the biggest reason I went with Chris though, when I first met him, just his setup alone, like you could tell his work is professional. He's very meticulous. There were little issues that he came across that he pointed out and fixed for me, things with wiring, things that weren't, you know, really in its place.
Yep.
And he was very informative every step of the way. Hey, I think you should do this, like, you know. And from the moment I first met him, I was like, yes, I trust him with my car. And I picked the car up in January. I literally drive it 7 days a week.
That's perfect.
And
and that's what you want. And that's, you know, that's what we tell, you know, guys that come here. We have our customers that come here. It's like, we want to be the advisor for your build, right? We don't want you to have the burden of making the tough decisions on this or that. We want to encourage you to make the right choice, but we leave it up to you to make that choice ultimately. You know, everybody's budget's different, but we find the little things as well, and it's all about attention to detail when it comes to these things as well, because there's definitely a lot of minute little nuances with these things that can make or break a build. And it's not about the big components, it's about the little stuff like you were talking about with like wiring, and you know, sometimes you got to redo connectors because the pins are loose and stuff like that. These are all things that can contribute to a brand new motor blown up, right? And that's unfortunately how it is, that people don't realize, and they want to skip the little stuff because they don't want to budget for that. And that's what ended up hurting them in the long run. But I digress. We're going to get this thing over to the other shop and get this thing strapped down and get ready to rock and roll. All right, over at the dyno, car's strapped down. It's got the tuner on standby. We're going to get a roll test going, check the straps, and then get a data log for his tuner, send it over, and gradually go from there. So stock fueling car, probably end up high 3s somewhere, but this thing should sound incredible. 3 to 3.5 inch exhaust all the way back, and be ready to rock. So get this thing up and going, and we'll catch you guys in a minute. You excited?
Super excited.
Nervous?
No.
Nah. $363, $359.
All right. All right.
Graph looks a little good. Probably needs a little cleanup up here, but looking pretty good so far.
He's probably gonna trim a little bit of fuel out and add some boost because
Yeah, I
it was
mean,
a little
keep
rich.
it safe when you're street tuning, but now he'll be able to.
Yeah.
$368, $348 on that one. Stopped just shy $7,500 on that one. So didn't go out all the way, but all right, doing good so far. Will at PD is making some corrections. Got 2 revisions, 1 revision so far. Cleaned it up quite a bit. So let's see here. The red is the first run. So netted 363, 359 first run. The second run, a little bit more power, a little less torque. But you can see the graph starting to get cleaned up pretty good. Car sounds incredible. You guys will see it. Obviously, you've been seeing it in the videos. This 3.5-inch exhaust is really nice. Overall, performing really good. It's really important if you guys ever head to a dyno appointment, especially owning one now, make sure you consult with the people that own the dyno. Like, these guys came very well prepared. They had everything checked out on the car beforehand, plugs, you know, all that stuff dialed in before they got here. Like, this makes the experience for me very, very easy. So, because you run into a lot of times where the car is not sorted, there's issues on the dyno, and it just takes up everybody's time. But car is very well sorted, is put together well. Chris did a good job, definitely. Sounds phenomenal. Definitely ready for some port injection. This thing will be ready for all the sauce.
That's the next step.
Yeah, but no, this will be super healthy stock block numbers, and you'll be able to drive and beat on this thing reliably, and
That's the goal.
be amazing. I think even when you add port injection, it'll be the same deal. So it'll be pretty good. So we're just waiting on another revision from his tuner, Will, here, that PD, and get back to it.
377 and 350.
Whoa.
That looks good.
Hell yeah. Oh my god.
Hey, 377 on stock feels pretty good.
All right, another round done. Here's a little overlay of where we're at. Last run here, 377 and 350. Pretty solid. Pretty solid stock block numbers there. Not stock block, stock fueling numbers. See where we end up. He's gonna probably clean up one more thing, but that's it's pretty healthy for stock fuel, my man.
I'm happy.
Happy with 93 octane.
Hell yeah.
Be pretty good. You'll be able to enjoy that for the meantime until you decide to do PI. But car sounds and feels super healthy. I'm gonna pull up here and see how much. I'm gonna see how much boost you made here. It made 23 pounds. So that's right around, that's on par.
Yeah.
Stock fueling, it's usually 21 to 23 pounds, maybe 24. But that's perfect.
You're getting the added benefit of a large.
Yeah, and that's what's nice too. If you remember back to you said you've been following since Tennessee, my first Speed 3, but you remember that build, I did Borg Warner S362 on that one.
Yep.
And the reason why we did that is because I had port injection that we ran the standalone tank with, and we did methanol.
Oh
in
yeah.
it. And I think we were making probably somewhere around 500 on a stock block, but we kept torque under 400 or right about at 400. Not confirmed on a dyno, but it was like the V dyno days with enough data. But Justin was like, yeah, this thing's making steam. But the reason why we were able to do that is because I went with a larger frame turbo so that we can get torque to come in
Later. Yep.
because it had crazy turbo lag if you were just like trying to get into it.
I actually remember Sohan. He did the same thing on his.
Yeah, he had the 62, 66,
Yeah,
right?
on the white, on the.
A lot of methanol, high methanol, like what, 550, 560.
And I think he
Yeah,
ran.
on meth.
Yeah. Yeah, I ran straight up M1
Yeah.
methanol in it, and it was great.
Hell yeah.
That was an awesome setup. And honestly, I think that fuel had a contribution of like how safe that car was, because I beat the ever living snot of that thing, and it was perfect. When I went to go part it out and part ways with that one, it had perfect compression and leak down still. It was like amazing.
Just watch that red light. When that red light turns on, you better fill up.
Yeah.
All right, so final map loaded. Give this thing one more send, and then I think we'll be wrapped up. See what she makes.
Hell yeah, that was clean. That was clean.
Ready for this one?
No.
Yeah. I'm ready.
384, 357.
What? I was not expecting that.
That's solid, dude.
Yo,
Yo, shout out Willie.
Will Dawson. You're the man. Yo. All right.
Graph looks great.
Wow.
Get those sent over. You good to go, bro?
Right.
What do you think, buddy?
I'm shocked. I was not expecting the car to run like this. I was not expecting those numbers.
So shout out Will at PD.
Will Dawson, seriously.
So those clips at the end were, we like to do some fun runs at the end because it's fun, right? Everybody likes to hear all the cool noises and stuff like that, and it's a safe spot where you can rip it like that and not be on the street and have a controlled environment. So it's pretty cool. Got to see some fireballs and stuff like that, so it's pretty cool.
Oh yeah.
But seriously though, thank you for coming out.
Thank you for having me, man.
Absolutely. So look forward to next time when you get the PI on. We'll get it right back on here and be ready to rock and roll. But until next time, thanks for coming. Appreciate all you guys. So until next time, if you guys need anything, you guys know where to find us. Hit us up, call us, email us, find us on the Instagram, whatever. Until next time, we'll see you later. Peace.